Let's be honest. How many times have you seen a woman laugh at some guy's joke and thought, what does he have that I don't? Here's the wild part. It's not his looks, money, or even confidence. It's something so simple you'll wonder why no one ever told you about it. Imagine this. She can't stop smiling when she's around you, and her friends are asking, who's that guy? Sounds impossible? It's not. So, what's the secret to effortless flirting that works anywhere? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have it down. Flirting isn't about cheesy pickup lines or trying to be someone you're not. It's about creating moments that make her want to know more about you. Today, I'm breaking it down into 5 simple steps that are easy to follow, but incredibly powerful. By the end of this, you'll know how to flirt anywhere, anytime, and with any woman, all while being completely yourself. Step 1. Flirting starts before you say a word. Did you know that 93% of communication is nonverbal? That means she's already deciding how she feels about you before you even say, hi. Flirting begins with the energy you bring into the room. It's not just about looking good. It's about how you make her feel with your presence. Start with your posture. Stand tall, keep your shoulders relaxed, and make brief but warm eye contact. Let your body language say, I'm confident, approachable, and someone worth knowing. Think about this. You're at a cafe and you walk in, scan the room confidently, and make brief eye contact with her. Then, you give a small smirk and glance away. In that single moment, she's wondering, who's this guy? You haven't even said a word, but you've already piqued her curiosity. But here's what you don't want to do. Don't slouch, avoid eye contact, or look at your phone when you walk into a room. If you seem distracted or disinterested, she'll mirror that energy. Once you've made her notice you, the next step is how you turn that initial intrigue into a spark through your conversation. Step 2, create micro moments of connection. Flirting isn't just about saying something clever, it's about creating tiny moments where she feels like she's the only one in the room. Think of flirting as a series of small, impactful moments, rather than one grand gesture. Start with shared observations. Instead of using rehearsed lines, comment on something you both notice in the environment. For example, at a party, you could say, is it just me, or does this playlist feel like someone raided their middle school MP3 player? And here's a subtle yet powerful trick. Use her name in a playful way. For example, okay, Sarah, I see you're a risk taker with that dessert choice. Bold move. Using her name creates a subtle sense of intimacy. Picture this. You're at a bookstore, and you both reach for the same book. Instead of saying something generic, you say, oh, so you're trying to steal my next read? I knew you looked like trouble. That playful banter creates a unique moment that makes her want to keep talking. What you don't want to do is dive into heavy, overly serious topics right away. Keep the energy light and playful. Flirting is supposed to feel fun, not like a job interview. So now you've sparked her interest with micro moments. Let's add a layer of intrigue that keeps her coming back for more. Step 3, the curiosity trigger. Leave her wanting more. Curiosity is one of the most powerful drivers of attraction. If she knows everything about you up front, there's nothing left to discover. Your goal is to become the person she can't figure out entirely, but in a good way. Share a story about yourself, but leave it unfinished. For example, you wouldn't believe what happened the last time I tried to cook. Let's just say the fire department got involved, but that's a story for later. This makes her want to hear the rest. Another trick? Playfully deflect personal questions. If she asks, what do you do for fun? Respond with something like, depends. Are you asking about my respectable hobbies or my secret ones? She'll be intrigued and want to dig deeper. A friend of mine once told a woman he accidentally ended up at a wedding he wasn't invited to. She immediately said, what? How does that even happen? They ended up laughing about it for the next 30 minutes. The lesson? A little mystery keeps her hooked. What you don't want to do is overshare everything about your life in one go. If she feels like she has you all figured out, the excitement fades fast. Now that you've created intrigue, let's talk about how to turn that curiosity into a deep connection she won't forget. Step 4, build emotional chemistry. Most guys think flirting is all about humor and charm, but the real game changer? Emotional chemistry. When you can make her feel something real, that's when the magic happens. Instead of just nodding along, reflect on what she says in a meaningful way. For example, if she says she loves traveling, reply with, "It sounds like exploring new places really inspires you. What's been your most unforgettable trip?" And don't be afraid to share something personal, but not overly heavy, that shows you trust her. For example, "I always wanted to learn guitar, but I was so bad at it. My roommates started leaving earplugs around. I once knew a guy who, during a first date, asked, 'What's something you've always wanted to do but never had the chance to?' Her answer led to a 20-minute conversation about their shared bucket lists. That emotional connection, it sealed the deal. Avoid dominating the conversation with your own stories. Show genuine curiosity about her life. This isn't just about impressing her, it's about connecting with her. You've built emotional chemistry. Now let's talk about the final piece that makes flirting unforgettable. Step 5. Create anchor moments. She'll replay in her mind. If you want her to think about you long after the conversation ends, give her a moment she'll replay in her head, over and over. Shared experiences stick like glue. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It just needs to be different. For example, instead of a generic coffee date, suggest something playful. If you're at a café, challenge her. "Let's see who can guess the most outrageous drink on this menu." Now it's not just coffee, it's a game. Or if you're walking together, spot something quirky and say, "All right, what's the story behind that?" Suddenly, a random street sculpture becomes a memory you created together. What you don't want to do? Stick to predictable routines like just talking about work or hobbies. Those moments fade. Instead, find ways to turn the ordinary into something fun and unique. Moments like this make you stand out. She'll think about the fun, the laughter, and, most importantly, you. And now, here's the final piece of the puzzle, the one thing that ties everything together and makes her see you in a whole new light. So, after all this, what actually makes a woman not just enjoy flirting with you, but crave more of it? It's not about having the best pickup line, the funniest joke, or even being the best-looking guy in the room. The real secret? It's how she feels when she's with you. When she's around you, does she feel excited, comfortable, intrigued? Flirting isn't about impressing her. It's about drawing her into a moment that feels effortless and electric. The guy who stands out isn't the one trying the hardest. It's the one who made her laugh so hard she forgot to check her phone. The one who locked eyes with her just a second longer, creating a tension she can't shake. The one who left her with a moment so unique, she catches herself replaying it later, without even realizing why. And here's where it all clicks. When she feels amazing in your presence, she starts associating those feelings with you. That's what makes her want to keep talking, keep texting, keep thinking, "Why do I feel different around him?"